is going on, YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. I do want to come on here real quick because I have an update in the case of 12-year-old child Austin Lauer, who is on the autism spectrum and missing out of Lorain, Ohio. The mother did go to Sandusky looking for her child, and I want to show you exactly how law enforcement treats a mother who is looking for her child that's been missing for a week, who has not had his medication in a week. And I hope that you'll be as appalled as I am by the content of this video. Sit back and take a watch.
So they just told us to leave their house. We did.
Huh? Turn off the car. Step out of the car.
Why?
Because I said so. Because I can't yell for my son in the neighborhood? Turn off the communicator back.
Hey!
Report.
Hey! Why are you talking to my mom? We didn't do nothing but yelling for my brother's name. Why are you arresting her?
I was not.
Stop! My dog!
I was
You didn't do anything! You didn't do anything! Let go of it, Ron! Oh, what are you doing? What? Why?
Just be calm, okay?
No! Ah, what you said? No, you were arresting my mom for nothing. We were screaming my brother's name. You weren't. You didn't say we can't do that.
Let it be known
Why?
that the young girl that's
I'm just saying we're yelling for my brother's name who has been gone for 7 days.
sister who is worried sick about her brother.
So we didn't do anything, man. We were just calling my brother's name. They're arresting my mom. We just screamed Austin's name out the window. Why are you arresting her? On what account? For what? Why? We didn't do anything besides call my brother's name and then go back on our property. Why? I don't even live here. I live in Lorain and you're taking my only ride. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Can I have my mom's phone? I don't have service. I'm 14 years old and you're not taking my only ride. I don't have No, because y'all said you were going to arrest me. I didn't do anything. He said he was going to arrest me.
And that's all that I'm going to play of it. It goes on from here, but you get the idea of how this family has treated. Not only did they detain Austin's mother, but they've also traumatized his 14-year-old sister, probably for the rest of her life, because she was out there looking for her 12-year-old brother who is on the autism spectrum. Now, keep in mind that this family has been begging for a week for them to issue a silver alert, an amber alert, go look in this woman's house, do anything to try to help find this boy, and they've done nothing to this point. Now, she did go live earlier. She went over to the woman's house. law enforcement made a feeble attempt of searching the house. There's no way in the short amount of time that they were in there that they searched that entire house. And there are links to those lives where she was live on Facebook broadcasting that in my on my community page, and I will try to put those links in the description box of this video as well. But to say that I am completely livid at this point, and to say that this video needs to go national, is putting it mildly. This woman has been treated like shit by Ohio law enforcement, and each and every one of these officers in Sandusky that treated her this way need to lose their badge. Each and every officer.
Hello and welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. Please like, share and subscribe. This is actually a clip from Arctic Fox True Crime. He has a YouTube channel and I've subscribed to him. I was on his chat a week ago when he was talking about this missing case. It's a missing 12-year-old boy who has autism. This boy was picked up, the way I understood, by a vehicle, a white vehicle of a man and woman. If you go to Arctic Fox True Crime, his channel, you'll get better details and the pictures of the two people that got this 12-year-old boy into the vehicle. The boy has been missing for 7 days. This is in Ohio, Sandusky, I believe, Ohio. And this was a clip of basically an update that the boy's mother, who's been pleading and begging and asking Ohio law enforcement to go and do a welfare check on this couple, because, to be honest, it is abduction, because this is a minor with mental health issues. He's born with autism. That clearly shows his cognitive state of mind is not like a regular 12 years old. And even on top of that, any 12-year-old is a minor. That is a child, basically. An Amber Alert should have been put out for him. And I think there's a bit more into the search. You could see clearly that the mother and the 14-year-old sister went to the abductor's house, or to the couple that were last seen taking their son in the vehicle. Since law enforcement hasn't been doing anything, the family went personally to check. All they did was call out their son's name, and this is how they got treated by the Sandusky, Ohio Police Department. I really think it's a shame. Whatever the reason may be, even if there's an underlying story that we're not aware of, which I think I got most of the information when I was in Arctic Fox's chat. He's a very decent human being. He's really hardworking, and he tries to expose all these missing children. He puts up a lot on his channel. I really would respect people like that who put out so much about awarenesses. We are aware of Summer Moon Utwell's case, that she's still missing, and I do understand Summer means a lot to all of us. I just believe that we should take other cases through, put out more awareness of cases that deserve equal awareness, like Samamunu Wells. I really believe that Amber Alert should have been put out immediately for this boy, since he's not a regular 12-year-old. He's a boy with autism. And strangely enough, this is not the first case of a young person or child going missing in Ohio. This seems to be happening quite often in this last couple of years, but the sad thing is not everyone is aware of that. I really hope that we can follow this case and put out more awareness for this boy. His mother was detained. You can see his 14 years old sister crying. They really put her to a real terrible stage. You can literally hear her saying, "I can't breathe." They didn't even bother to give her a ride home. The mother was the one who drove them to this address, and they arrested the mother. You can see the girl walking in the rain with her dog, still yelling out for her brother. I really personally believe there should be an Amber Alert for any child that goes missing, especially a child with mental health illness, because they could be doing anything to him. He could be in harm's way. These are not his parents. Apparently, the two people that abducted this boy have at least, I believe, they were involved in other cases of where they've taken another child, and I believe the same boy, they've taken him before. So I don't understand really what is happening with this case, why law enforcement aren't taking it very seriously. Please go over to Arctic Fox True Crime's channel. He will explain to you all more in details. I did ask him if I could share these clips, and he said please do that, all the awareness clips. I do really like people like Arctic Fox True Crime, Level-Headed, and many other true crime channels that are really out there to spread awareness for these missing children that do not have a voice of their own. And I will try and do more research on this subject, but there isn't about this, sorry, not subject, but about, this situation with this missing boy from Ohio who has autism. It's really strange. It's been 7 days, no Amber Alert or not even an endangerment alert has been put out. So I don't understand what's happening in Ohio, but I think us as the public should raise awareness, share this out, and try and find out what's the reason law enforcement in Sandusky, Ohio isn't taking this serious. There should be more awareness for this boy. It's just such a heartbreaking story. And this is not the first case I've come across. I've been reading a lot about Ohio. They do have a lot of human trafficking cases. I remember it was like 2 weeks ago, I put in a clip in my channel of the FBI and law enforcement in Ohio. Thank God did a bust successfully. They captured a whole ring of human trafficking. And Tennessee and Ohio seems to be having major issues with human trafficking. I'm not saying that is what has happened to this young boy, but it can be a possibility. because the couple did not look like they're more than late 20s or early 30s. I do not understand what they would be doing with a young boy who's 12 years old, who's not in the best decision making. Having autism is already challenging for the young boy or the young child, and for him being with strangers and not his parents, you can clearly see that his mother hasn't given up, and it's really heartbreaking. His sister's crying. This will cause them a lot of suffering, PTSD, depression, anxiety, and even more challenges in mental illnesses. I really do hope that we get more answers, but this was the latest update that Arctic Fox True Crime put up, and you could hear his voice in the clip. Please like, share, and subscribe to him. We need more people like him, and more people who actually put out the facts and are not out to spread rumors. It's all right that we can speculate and discuss a case, but then we can't have certain people on YouTube just destructing, bullying, doxing, and doing all nonsense, like the clip I just made to Nicolina777, who made this hate video about Islam, about Muslims. I'm a Muslim person, like I said, and she was talking terribly about Muslim women's hijab. She came with a clip wearing a towel on her head, looking like a joke, and saying that that's what Muslim women do. They even spoke badly about our Prophet, God rest his soul. I don't believe any person has any right to be talking negative or putting out hate on any religion. Like I said before, I grew up in a Christian school. I used to go to Sunday school. I have a lot of respect for Christianity. I have a lot of respect for Islam. I have a lot of respect for Judaism. I have a lot of respect for Hinduism. I have a lot of respect for each and every religion, each and every faith. I have respect for atheists, for people who choose not to believe in religion or God. That is completely their choice. We can agree at times to disagree respectfully, but YouTube is not a place where we should be discussing religion, especially not bringing up hate and talking badly about how a certain religion dresses. For them to be talking so badly about Muslim men and Muslim women, especially Muslim women, is hijab, the scarf that we wear on our head, I think is really bad, because they're putting us on harm's way, because there are some ignorant people out in the world who are just full of hate and do not understand different religions. And when they hear morons like these people talk about so much hate about Islam and Muslim women, automatically we could become a target. And I think this is really cruel and evil of them. Such things doesn't happen in UK because hate crimes are taken very seriously. There's not only penalty for that, there's prison time for that of a year, which I really respect. And that goes the same with if all kinds of religion, not only Islam. If anyone puts out hate on Christianity, Islam, any religion, Judaism, UK takes it serious. Most of the European countries takes that seriously. I know that United States of America do take it mostly serious, but then we have some idiots on YouTube that are full of ignorancy. They don't have anything better to do, anything better to say. So such channels I really hope that YouTube deals with them, that there's consequences, because these are the people that cause problems in the world, cause problems between innocent people, and give courage to the ignorant people who already have hate for other religions. Guys, I would really love to thank you for your time, all my 515 subscribers, and people who haven't even subscribed and who watch my shows. I really appreciate you all taking your time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Even if y'all do not like the clips I make, y'all can give me a thumbs down, or y'all can write any comment as long as we keep it classy. But the good thing is I always get decent people on my channel, and I really appreciate all of y'all, because we have such wise, decent conversations. We keep it always classy. I'm so thankful. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart for all the subscribers I have. They are just valuable people. Those are the people that are needed to be in everyone's channel, because they are the most polite, decent, lovely people who are, even when we don't have the same, when we don't share the same opinion, they say it so nicely, gently. They never target people, or they never target me. For the most of them, I can say, and I really love that about my subscribers. But then we have people out there on YouTube that are just drama queens, that are just out for nonsense, are just out to hurt the victims and the families of the victims, like some of them are doing right now in Dylan's case, which I find really offensive, which is really sad. You have the PI, the so-called PI, who has no ethical morals, called Jim Terry, who's just spreading out lies, speculations, rumors, accusing the parents, although there isn't any facts or any evidence about what he's saying about the parents. He keeps on talking so much nonsense about Dylan's mother, which is Candice Cooley, and I think that is really, really terrible and really sad. Because even if she's had a rough time in her life with her ex-husband, Justin Rounds, that's Dylan's father, I don't think it's in his place or our place to be criticizing someone. That's another form of discrimination and bullying. Criticizing someone because they've had a bad and rough divorce. But that just shows the morals and the character of him as a human being. He was hired by the family, and he was asked to leave the case by the family. But he doesn't seem to take no as an answer. He keeps on trying to put words into the people he's basically questioning, who live in the areas. He seems to be someone who's really anti-gay or homophobic. I would definitely say that, because all of the things that come out of his mouth is offensive, I believe, to the gay community and to other communities, and it's hate out in general. He doesn't know anything about Dylan. He doesn't know Dylan's parents. He doesn't know Dylan's friends. He's been just spreading nastiness even about Dylan's little brother, which I think is really, really sad, heartbreaking, because this family is already traumatized and they don't need an ignorant person like him to be on the case. He has to step back and think to himself, put yourself in other people's shoes, like they say. This man needs to sit and think to himself, if Dylan was his younger brother or if Candace Cooley was his mother, would he appreciate a PI crossing all kind of boundaries? He keeps on talking about Dylan's camper, and Dylan is not here to defend himself. He went even accusing a young man called Ed Harwood, I believe, who lives in Indianapolis, who is a hockey player who got a contract and has moved to Arizona, just because that young man shares the same surname as Dylan's mother. His name is Cooley. He kept on giving people that impression and going around with wrong information, saying that many people have told him that that boy could be related to Dylan and he looks like Dylan. And guys, if you'll see that picture, the boy has red hair. He has a brighter skin tone than Dylan. He doesn't look anything like Dylan. He's 19 years old to himself, or 20 years old. And I think that is dangerous to spread false rumors, because he's putting that boy's life in danger, just like this stupid, ignorant woman called Nicolina 777, putting out all hate and bad rumors and wrong rumors that can actually jeopardize people's lives. And that is the biggest form of bullying and hate. So I hope this PI, I don't understand why he doesn't take no for an answer. Candace Cooley, Dylan's mother, made a news interview, I believe yesterday. I put it up, and you can hear clearly saying that all these channels and the PI making false accusations and rumors is just tampering with the case. When Dylan's mother asked if people could back off and let law enforcement deal with the case, automatically started spreading rumors that the parents have something to hide and that they are the suspects and they should be put on the suspect list. I've even heard him saying, and we've all heard him saying, that he's personally going to go after Candace Cooley after the Dylan case is over for embezzlement, or what was it called? Basically, yeah, for all the fraud and whatsoever money that she owes people. And I think that is really wrong. He should have respect for his orders, and he should have respect for the people who paid him and asked him to leave the job. So his job wasn't even done. He keeps on jumping from panel to panel, acting like some kind of defense attorney. Although he got a letter from Candace Cooley and Dylan's father, Justin, her ex-husband, Justin Rollins, the lawyer, the defense attorney, sent a letter to this man, Jim Terry, asking him to stop interfering in the case. But I guess the guy is just a narcissistic who just has, it's all about him. It's all about the American football he used to play. It's all about his phobia against homosexual people. And that is the truth, because everything that comes out of his mouth is he's queer, he keeps on saying that. Nothing good comes out of his mouth, and I personally believe that he is destroying this case by spreading false rumors, putting up Dylan's trailer, his camper that you can clearly see is full of dust. I don't even think Dylan was spending much time there. He keeps on accusing Dylan has been dating older men, and I think that is really, really sad and terrible for the family. And I really do not like to call out people, but certain people need to be called out because such kind of behavior can't be accepted. And especially when you have a young man missing and he's causing the family more suffering and trauma and pain, then he needs to be called out. He needs definitely to be called out. And guys, coming back to the other most important, it's not the most important, but one of my important cases that we all are following is the Summer Moon Ute Wells case. I haven't been making much clips about it because I don't think it's necessary. There's not many new updates. It's just rumors and speculations that have been going on. Everyone seems to be too busy with Jodie Sue Brown, which I believe that she is obviously lying. But there's no point of just keeping on watching the same clips again and again. I believe that just the time that she said that Andy was part of all this, and when Jodie Sue Brown said that Andy was aware that the children were, the Wells children and Summer were being fed with drugs and pills and all that, and she said that the children were being sexually abused, trigger warning, that was enough for me to notice that Jodie Sue Brown hasn't been, it just confirmed what I always thought about. I've always said that Jodie Sue Brown from day one, from the minute Jodie Sue Brown came on the news saying that she was the only one who heard an animalistic scream, I knew she and her son were up to no good. But then that is up to the TBI to solve this case and figure out this puzzle. And till today, the narrative or the theory that I believe, I personally, I don't know why many people are caught up about the horse pound. If Summer had a secondary drowning, that could be very possible. But I personally have been looking at the fact that Summer was left alone with Hunter in the car. Because when Chris asked Hunter, what were you watching? He said YouTube. When he was asked what were they watching in YouTube, he said, I can't remember, we were just watching something and all that. So that actually raised my eyebrows for a second because I was thinking something is not right there. Because if you do active listening and remember that Hunter was drunk, they gave him twisted tea, alcohol beverages, he was vaping, he was smoking, we don't know what drugs they were doing. We could clearly see that he was splashing water on Summer, and Candice said Summer did not like that. So I personally would have been more concerned about how long was Summer left with Hunter in the car. Because Hunter has impulsive ADHD. Like he said, he can't wait patiently in a line. They do not have patience, especially youngsters. And then on top of that, having impulsive ADHD and being on alcohol and drugs is a deadly combination. So I always wonder, did he maybe snap and hit Summer or do something to Summer in the car since he said he has no patience and since he wasn't himself? Or did something happen in the swimming hole or the horse pond since we found out from the people who work in the horse pond that their car was parked there for long? I always wonder, even the part when Candice told Chris McDonald in the interview room when she said that Hunter went into the woods when they got off the car. I wonder if something already happened to Summer then and he could have buried her somewhere around there. That is just my personal opinion. That didn't sound right to me either. He could have just gone innocently, maybe to pee or something, but I really find the whole thing with Hunter and Candice a huge red flag. And then we heard the grandmother of Hunter saying that Hunter wasn't himself when he came back home. He was traumatized. She said, Allison said that she took him to the counselor, to the therapist, and at least the way I'm aware of about as a mental health counselor and a practitioner therapist, we do not usually see somebody who's under the influence, not to a face-to-face counseling session. A person has to be sober, obviously. So I wonder if it's a lie, what Allison said, or did they just go to the therapist because they had an appointment? Or did they go to the therapist because, God forbid, Hunter saw something that he shouldn't have seen, like Summer maybe passing away, because that is traumatizing if an accident happened. And like we can clearly see, Candice's timeline and Hunter's timeline doesn't make sense. Neither does Grandis's timeline. I've been trying to avoid speculation and rumors. I've been hearing many channels talk about Allison's children have been taken away. And I really do not wish that on any parent. But I believe the priority here is the children. Children should have a safe environment. Children should be allowed to keep their innocence and not be forced with drugs or alcohol. They shouldn't be encouraged with such things. Children shouldn't be doped or being given alcohol too. This is really heartbreaking to see what has been going on. And if that is the truth, then I would, if it is the truth, I would believe that maybe law enforcement has a plan to start making arrests soon. So they have to clean up the way by putting all these children out of harm's way before they start making arrests. And I wouldn't be totally surprised if that happened. But I've researched a bit, and it is the same, I believe, in the United States like in Europe. It does take a long procedure before children are removed from their parents' house. It does take a couple of months, at least a bit over a year. But it could be possible that law enforcement filed a CPS report to remove Allison's children when some are missing. That could make sense because it's already been 11, 12 months since some has been missing. So that could make sense too. So we don't know what's happening in the back scenes and the background of this investigation. And if the children have gone to families close by, I really hope for their sake that those families are responsible enough to look after these children, because these children, Allison's children, Summer's brothers, have been through a lot already. We're aware of that. And I heard that Hunter said it on his Facebook. He was thanking his parents and all for looking after him and for all their support. And if that is true, I really do feel sorry for Allison. And maybe she could need a break since so much is happening. But I just believe that we shouldn't be so hard on Allison either, because put yourself in her shoes. Most of us are parents. Nobody wants to lose not only one child. Imagine losing all three of your children. That is a tough pill to swallow. As for Jodie Sue Brown, she's still around, mumbling and all. So even if we can't understand her, I'm sure TBI can. So if she is guilty and Andy's guilty, I hope whoever's hurted our precious Summer gets arrested for that. I really feel sorry for Brandy Neal, that is Michael Monkey, his mother. Michael's been missing since the 27th of July 2021. I remember I've been following that case from day one too, and I was so sad that there wasn't an Amber Alert put for Michael Vaughn. There wasn't an Amber Alert put for Sincere and Classic Pettis, the California City Boys, aka Oren and Orson West. I believe every child should get an Amber Alert. I believe there was an Amber Alert put out for Lena Keys Sedat. She's the 3-year-old girl who got abducted from San Antonio, Texas, and that happened on the 28th of December, 2021. Law enforcement put out 50,000 reward, and all the mosques nearby in Texas and San Antonio collected 200,000. Congratulations for that. May God bless you all for that. So there's a reward out for 250,000 for Lena Keel. If anyone knows of their whereabouts, and Michael Vaughn too, Summer Munu Wells, and all these missing children, like the 12-year-old boy from Ohio who has autism, please share these missing people's cases. These poor babies and children deserve a better life than this. It is really heartbreaking to see all these parents suffering. And that should make us that should put more pressure on us actually to be aware 24/7 where our children are, what they're doing. There's so many pedophiles and many other sick people on YouTube, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever. So it's sad to say this world has come to a stage where we have to look after our children very closely, basically. Children are innocent, youngsters are innocent, teenagers are innocent, and they can be used as a pawn, they can be abducted, they can be suffering of other things, and it's so easy to trick children. So guys, let's all look after our children and our future generations and the youngsters. We were lucky when we grew up in the 80s and 90s. Such kind of things I wouldn't say it wasn't there, but there wasn't any internet and online and such things. Like, look at the dangers in TikTok now. There's so many challenging games like choking and such things, trigger warning, that many children are dying from these challenges. So guys, let's try to make this world a better place. See something, say something is important. We need to look after our children, look after their mental health, and follow everything, not mostly everything that they do. I know some people say, oh, but they have to have their privacy. Guys, we only live once. We have to do what's right and be aware of our children. Be friends with our children. Let them talk, let them say whatever's on their mind, because that could actually save them. So guys, please like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. I don't know what's ever happened to Candice Bly. By her hiding just shows how guilty she is. By her not searching shows even worse. It's strange enough that what's his name, Don Wells, is all of a sudden writing a letter from jail, acting like he's talking to some abductor, which doesn't exist. Most likely he's talking to himself, because he's the one, I believe, that did the cover-up or abducted Summer, since he explains the dog trails so well. I haven't heard it from the law enforcement, them saying about the scent. They did speak about a scent, but not into those details that Don was trying to convince us. From the start, when he said, I will meet Summer in the resurrection, I got these creeps. I just got this cold feeling from my head to toe. I knew that it was too late for Summer. The way he keeps on talking about his dreams, I really feel sorry for poor Summer and her brothers. I hope justice is served for them. And I heard that Grandis's trailer has been moved. I wonder if she's gone back to Wisconsin. And guys, actually I found it very interesting. I was researching who's been written on that property from day one. Rosemary Bly was actually registered on that property on Ben Hill Road, on the same address. So I wonder if she went missing. Was she living in Tennessee, or was she really living in Wisconsin? Or there could have been a period of time she was living in Tennessee. I wonder what the relationship with Candice and Rosemary Bly was. And I do believe that Candice is lying when she said she hasn't seen her sister for a long time before she went missing. Because I did a couple